connections, dating, relationships, love. I got a bit of a cold, so you have to excuse me if I'm sneezing or I'm breathing a bit too heavy. It's just really hit me hard. But what we're going to talk about today is obviously relationships, as we do, but I'm going to get into more specifics and how you can indicate very easily the connection you have with someone and how well it will work, the potential of the connection. And there's three indications that we can find this very easily, that we can see in like 10 seconds. It's not hard at all, ladies and gentlemen. Get right into it. One connection that you have with a person, which determines how well your connection is with the person, is your sun sign and your moon sign. Now, these two, sun and moon, remember there's a masculine and feminine principle in everything. And the sun is the masculine, the moon is the feminine. So they attract each other in a strong way. But how do they attract each other? Well, the sun is our ego, is our personality, is our vitality, and the moon is our inner self, is our subconscious mind, is our home like nature, you know? So this is masculine and feminine. So therefore, if somebody has a sun sign that is well connected with somebody else's moon sign, you have a great connection. And this connection is specifically mentality, kind of like feeding of the egos, making each other feel the best way that they can feel. It's more of, you want to basically, if it's a strong connection, you want to be around the other person, and the other person wants to be around you, because it's always equal. The connection is always equal. The other person wants to be around you all the time, because the way you connect, the way you communicate, the way you feel around each other, the feelings that you have around each other, the way, it's just the presence, it's just the energy, it's just the vitality. This moon, the mother, is feeding the sun, and the sun's masculine presence, and it can be a man or female, it doesn't matter. But the sun is a masculine luminary that feeds the moon, in that masculine, feeds that feminine. So if you had, for example, let's say, for example, someone's sun was in, let me pick a sign, Cancer, yeah, and then someone had a moon sign in Pisces, the way they would connect with each other, they would have, because Cancer is a very emotional, and not, doesn't mean, when I say emotional, I don't mean like just, you know, overly emotional crying. I think they're just they have emotional depth. They have emotional intelligence. They also are quite strong and powerful, and they're very protective of the people that they love. Also, they hold their deep and darkest feelings inside, and they don't like to reveal them unless someone they completely, truly, genuinely trust, and they'll test that trust as well. When they get with someone who has a Pisces moon, because Pisces is a sign who's completely understanding, is compassionate, and is very, very giving in many different ways. This Cancer sun starts to feels complete comfortability with this Pisces moon, because of their emotional nature. Because these are both water signs. You see how they're both water signs, and this Pisces moon will allow the Cancer sun to be completely comfortable in themselves, because they will make sure that they can allow that Cancer to be comfortable. You see, and that then brings out that connection with these two, where also the Cancer will take care of the Pisces. You see what I'm saying? So you see how it works together. The Cancer will look after the Pisces, because Pisces moon want to be taken care of, because sometimes they can be a bit helter-skelter, a bit everywhere at times, because moon is emotional, and moon wax and wanes, and Pisces is a very also quite a it's a mutable water sign, so it's a changeable water, it's changeable emotions. So the Cancer grounds that Pisces moon, which they need. They need that grounding, and this is in where the connection lies. You see, this is where the connection is strong, and this is why the Sun and Moon connection. When you have a strong Sun and Moon connection, and obviously the Cancer also, it also depends on the person who is a Cancer, also depends on their moon sign. Yeah, let's not forget you have a Sun sign and a Moon sign, and all other signs. But it depends on their moon sign, and it depends on this Moon Pisces Sun sign, depending on how strong it is. But this is just one way. But always two ways. Um, Always two ways, because this person, Sun in Cancer, has a moon sign, and this person whose moon in Pisces has a Sun sign. And if theirs doesn't connect like this connects, that's where you get the 50-50 type of relationship where it's good and bad. Do you see what I'm saying? You can, if it's, and there's levels to how good it can be, and there's levels to how bad it can be as well. There's so many different levels to that. But this truly indicates longevity in a relationship. The Sun and Moon indicates the longevity of a relationship and how long that relationship will sustain. Because that the way they make each other feel, like, is the strongest thing for a long-term relationship. It's how that person makes you feel. Because ultimately relationships break down because the people don't make each other feel special anymore, or the people don't know how to make each other feel special. So sometimes what happens in relationships is when they're not good connections, okay, people go above and beyond to impress and be a great partner, which is obviously not a bad thing to do. But long term, you cannot continue the come to fruition. And this is why this type of connection will sustain long term, because the characteristics of the relationship are authentic. And when it's not authentic, this is where you get the breakdown of relationships. This is where you get the, you was like this and now you're like that. This is where you get the, miscommunication, misunderstanding, because that connection that you had wasn't really based on genuine energetical connection, genuine emotions. It was someone who maybe was infatuated. Both of you maybe could have been infatuated by each other, and then the infatuation died down because the connection wasn't authentic. It's really that simple. So the Sun and the Moon, ego. The Sun is the ego. Yeah, we have to remember the Sun is the ego, and the Moon is the subconscious. On rubbish at spelling. Anyway, subconscious. um, the Sun is the ego, Moon is subconscious. It's the inner self, the Moon, and this is their personality. So that personality has to feed that inner self, and that inner self has to feed that personality. It's Life is about that. That's what life is. It's always a two-way road. It's never a one-way road. There's always two things going on. There's never one thing going on. And relationships, which is probably one of the hardest things to do in the world, to have a successful and long-term relationship, because people can have long-term but not successful, um, is about feeding each other at the right moment. That's what it's truly about. So that's the Sun and the Moon, the subconscious, the ego, personality, the inner self, the emotional self, the home body, the outer body. Yeah, but they have to complement each other, and there's different connections, not just But I would say the one connection that you can see, I'll give you a tip. The one connection you can definitely tell is if it's in the same element. So if someone has a sun sign in air and a moon sign in air, it's a good sign. Someone has a moon sign in earth and the other person has a sun sign in earth, is a good sign. But remember, it works both ways. There's two ways. Remember, the other person has a moon and a sun, and you have a sun and a moon. So you have to make sure, how are both of them interacting? That's the key, not just one. So that's the sun sign. Then you have Venus and Mars. Now, Venus and Mars is purely based about attraction. It's an attraction, and it's not only attraction on the physical level. It's an attraction on where you speak, how you carry yourself, also how you interact with others. You know, this is a, but it is basically a physical attraction. I'm not going to lie, mainly a physical thing. So it's how you basically find that person attractive. Now that person is you could come across someone with a. I'll give you another example. I don't know what should I do. I'll say Sagittarius and Leo. Now, Sagittarius would be definitely attracted to the Mars and Leo and vice versa. Yeah. But it's slightly different because Venus is more of your romantic nature. Okay. It's how you operate on a romantic level. It's what you like to do romantically. It's how you see, also, it's how you see your partner. Yeah. This is how you want your partner to be like. So you want your partner to be Sagittarius. This is also, you could also find a connection in the Sun and Venus and Sun, but I'm not going to complicate that too much because there are connections everywhere romantically. This is where obviously when I do consultations and everything like that, I literally see all of them. But there's so many different ones and there's aspects as well. And also even in the houses, there's certain things that you can indicate that you will find in a person, how you can locate, solid relationships and stuff like that. But let me not complicate that and let me just focus on the simple ways that you guys can actually locate what you see. So this is like, how you see in your partner. It's romantic, and it's also how you see your partner or how you want your partner to be. Yeah. So it's your romantic style, Venus, and how you want your partner to be. So someone in the Venus Sagittarius want their partner to be outgoing, potentially tall, strong, brave, exciting, daring. In some ways, depending on obviously man and woman, is a slight effect. So I'm going to try to keep this as general as possible because I want to talk to both men and women here. Um, want that person to be funny as well. It's a big thing for Venus Sagittarius. Funny, you know. So the reason why the Mars in Leo is a good connection, obviously, as I said, water signs, fire signs. Yeah, you're always going to find good connections when it comes to things like that. So all these things that Sagittarius likes, Leo does have the capability of doing that. But because this is attraction based, it's more about the fire in Leo. The way just it's just, you have to understand, this is all energy here. All the signs, planets, it's all energy. And energy creates everything, even the body. So this type of body type, this person's body type will be Leo type bodies. It's just how it goes. It's just how it is. It's just, and it can be all shapes and sizes. It doesn't really matter. It's just the energy that they're exuding from their Mars placement to that Sagittarius is what they find attractive. That's why when we talk about the physical, it's there, but it's really all energy. It really is. It genuinely is. So that's why Sagittarius finds the Mars attractive, and Leo finds Sagittarius attractive because of their romantic nature, because it's not boring, because Sagittarius is outgoing and fired up and, active and keeping it moving, having a good time, laughing, joking. Leo loves that. Leo loves having fun. Fifth house ruled by Leo. It's about fun. Leo loves fun. And this person's Venus is going to just create fun times. So that's one way, but it's also, so that's the attraction for Mars to Venus, because Venus admires Mars's physical more, and Mars admires Venus's allure, how Venus operates more. That's what Mars finds attractive, because Mars is the body. Rules the muscular system. Aries rules Mars. Aries rules the muscular system. Mars, muscular system. I know for some of you that don't understand astrology completely, you might be thinking, what am I talking about? But it's really all there. It's really all evidential. Like it's evidential in people's body physiques, and even if you're out of shape, you can still see it. You can still indicate little things that will highlight why this person is a Mars in Leo. Still. So yeah. But Mars likes how Venus is romantically. Venus likes how Mars is physically. Yeah, physically. Writing is horrendous. Might go to writing course because I'm terrible. I don't care. Computers now. Doesn't matter. Physically, and also how active they are. They like their active nature. They like the active nature of Mars and what they do. So it's the physical and what they do, which is which Venus finds Mars attractive. Venus finds Mars attractive. It's all about the physical. So Venus is highly attractive to the Sagittarius is highly attracted to the Leo. Leo is highly attracted to Venus's how they carry themselves and what they do, how they are romantically. It really complements each other. Venus is the feminine, Mars is the masculine. Everything has a masculine feminine principle. Okay? So this is again with relationships, what I've come across in all my years of studying Venus and Mars is that the relationships tend to be, when it's a purely physical attraction. Let's say there's no other attraction but the purely physical element of Venus and Mars. The relationship tends to always they tend to want to be seen a lot. They tend to go out a lot. They tend to want to be around each other constantly, but they may not have the communication and understanding of each other. But they just are so admired. They admire each other so much on that physical level, on that romantic level, that it's a strong tie. It's not as strong as the sun and the moon. It doesn't indicate longevity. I will say that. It doesn't indicate longevity, but it will indicate long-term attraction. Like there will always be a long-term attractiveness about each other that they like. It always will be there, regardless. So that's why it's good to know, because ultimately you always want to have an attraction to your partner. It's really that simple. Um, so that's why the mental side, the emotional, subconscious, ego type side, the physical side is really important. And obviously, I've talked about Eros and Psyche in a previous video. I haven't posted it on YouTube, but it's on my TikTok. If you really want to understand Eros and Psyche, which is the third thing, go onto my TikTok, the astrology consultant. Um, yeah, and go onto my TikTok and you can see about the Eros and the Psyche, which is about how it is in the bedroom and how important that connection is in the bedroom, which I believe is again, it's you have these three indicators like Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Eros. I'll write it here so people know. Eros and Psyche. But yeah, this is really truly about the connection in the bedroom, and how good it is or how not so good it is. And this is the Eros is the masculine, and the Psyche is the feminine. The Psyche is your inner beauty. Okay, it's the inner beauty. Um, Eros is your desire. So the Eros will desire the inner beauty, because when you are um, consenting, I have to be careful of my words here, because YouTube and TikTok, they like to, like, if you say certain words, you get, like, So when you're consenting, when they're consenting, Eros desires that inner beauty, because when you're actually making love, you're actually entering the person's inner self, inner beauty. So that's why these two connect on um, that physical bond level. But yeah, and it's another important element in relationships, because the physicality of that level is is important. So Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Eros, and Psyche, these three are the most simplest form of finding out whether a person is good for you or not so good for you. Now, there are so many other different permutations with relationships. Do not get me wrong. But this is a good foundation to know. Because the other things, like, you could look at background, upbringing, other aspects, finances, location, many different things. Yeah. Many different things that can stop a relationship from working. Religion, things like that. Culture, so many different things that can stop a relationship working. Um, but these are the fundamentals. And these are the fundamentals that you can locate in 2 minutes. If you just know someone's chart or know someone's birthday, you can find out what all their signs are, compare them to yours. Astrology consultant. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the content. If you have any comments or anything you else want to hear about, just let me know in the comment section. I will always respond. I will always communicate to people who communicate. I'm a Gemini, so just so you know. So, Geminis do like to communicate. So yeah, have a great day.